Hey everyone, I'm Zen Bake, this is Auto Group, and this is the 2021 Toyota Supra. And this is absolutely crazy because we have not had a review in probably 7 months, like an actual review because of the pandemic. But finally, since things are getting a little better, thank God, we can finally take out the Supra. This has been a really long wait. And this car is such a popular icon for Toyota and for, the JDM industry. But speaking of JDM, this car has an interesting plot twist that basically everybody now knows about, which is that it is made in partnership with BMW. And we were very excited when we heard that this car may be partnered with BMW back in the Toyota FT1 concept, but everybody was thinking that it was going to have like 600 horsepower and it was going to be an exotic like the Lexus LFA. But turns out they went for a completely different route and made it like a little mid-range, affordable sports coupe that's very fast, competing more in the likes of the 718 Cayman from Porsche and the Audi TTS and cars like that. Even now the new Corvette is similarly priced, although that car is quite different now. But since they went with this route, at first everybody was very confused as to what happened with Toyota's car, because this is a combined platform with the BMW Z4. But the main powertrain is from BMW, which is a 3-liter twin-scroll single-turbo inline-6. The same one, I believe, is the B58 from the BMW M340i and the 240i, the 40i engine. So this car in tungsten silver from BMW, I guess the color, is absolutely epic. But these wheels complement it even better, so it gets even cooler from here, and especially in the sun it looks really good. When this was parked inside at the dealership a few weeks ago, this color, it looked a little more dull than I expected. I was like, this doesn't really make any sense. But this color looks absolutely epic out in the sun. And you guys can tell me what you think of the front grille of this car. Now, honestly speaking, when I first saw what this car looked like in the reviews, I seriously did not like it. I was a huge hater of this car's looks. But now that I'm standing in person, this car looks so good. You can really can't tell in pictures and stuff. For some reason, the look of the side and stuff and the roof doesn't really match up to what it is in person. But in person, this thing is so round and circular, and so is the hood, that you get a really epic look, like a proper front mid-engine type of car look. And there is a B right next to the camera. That was funny. But in the back, what's interesting is that this does not have a wing like the Toyota Supra did from the Mark IV generation. The most famous Supra, which was the Mark IV, because of mainly Fast and Furious and cool little upgrades you could do to the car, like with the 2JZ engine, you could get tons and tons of power. I've heard people getting like 1,000, 2,000 horsepower. What the heck is going on with that thing? But I'm pretty sure people have already put the 2JZ in this car and stuff, and people really wanted a manual. So it isn't exactly what people expected at the start with the Toyota Supra, but I think this is still an absolutely fantastic car, especially the starting price for this inline-6 model. I believe this is the 3.0 premium trim, so it's like 56, 57,000. But it doesn't really go anywhere up from there. This is basically as much as you have to spend to get a car with even more horsepower for the 2021 model year specifically. This car now makes 382 horsepower, or so Toyota claims, even though last year the Toyota made 335 horsepower, and then when it got tested on the dyno, it actually made 376 horsepower. So this probably is pushing 430 or something if you actually put it on the dyno. But we're not really sure about that yet because this is so new. But hopefully when we have more dyno results, we can see how much power this car is actually making in the real world testing. So going on, let's go ahead and to the interior. But compared to the FT1 concept, this car has more open little grille for ventilation at the front and for more breathing power, which is very interesting because in the concept it was so cool. The closed nose, it reminded you of an F1 car. Speaking of F1 car, if you come to the back, this is like our third time circling the car because it looks so good, and I just want to like show every angle. This rear is now the reverse light, which looks like a rain light off of an F1 car, which is really epic. And as you can see, the dual exhaust outputs there are humongous. They got a really big face on them. That is like classic BMW type of style over there. But people who are big diehard fans of Toyota and the Toyota Supra in particular, you shouldn't really worry about hopefully the reliability too much. We can't really talk about that because this car is so new still, but Toyota has put the BMW engine through pretty rigorous durability testing to make sure it's absolutely in the condition that Toyota wants it, which is really, really, really reliable, hopefully. But personally speaking, if this car is actually super good, and if it's like an 8 or 9 out of 10 in terms of everything but reliability, it's not too big of an issue, as long as it doesn't have like some serious issues. But hopefully it's none of that type of stuff. But this car, the package is incredible. You guys let me know whether you would prefer this car or the new mid-engine Corvette. They're both radically different, and we'll see. Maybe they're gonna keep updating this car and make it more and more powerful over the years. So let's go ahead and check out the interior. Okay, so for the interior, the getting in type of style can be a bit complicated for someone who's tall, but it doesn't really matter, because when you're in here, there's a lot of good room, especially when you grip onto the steering wheel. All the controls are in reach, and everything is nice and catered to the driver. It's a very, very focused and sporty driving position, and this interior is, you can tell there are quite a bit of things that you see in BMW, like the awesome 8 memory buttons that you can program. This car even has the carbon fiber in the interior trim, which is gorgeous. It's running in the center. It just looks really, really good. And we got black leather, of course, and super nice steering wheel stitching. Even I'm noticing for the first time. I've been in this car a few different times, maybe at the auto show and something, but you never really get to appreciate all the little details until you're actually sitting in it again for a little bit of time. It's also a cool little touch. People really love this, how this car has the classic Supra emblem, which is beautiful. It actually looks super good. Other things regarding the car's vents situation, people have really criticized these things, how there are these quote-unquote fake vents around the car, and we can't really talk too much about this, because supposedly you can take each and every one of these out for more downforce or cooling or whatever you guys prefer, especially over here in the sides and these types of parts. But if you look at it from far away, it really creates a nice, almost wide body type of look. So wow, it's like such an exotic. This and the new mid-engine Corvette are just absolutely out of this world in terms of their design and how radical they are. So the trunk button is a little cute little button right here, boom, and it opens right up. There is no exterior trunk release, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there is. And then we just got this, and boom, it's a whole hatchback. Look at that. We got the window sticker inside too. Let me check that out real quick. 56,000. Okay, cool. See, it is the 3.0 trim. Wow, this final assembly point in Graz, Austria. Very interesting. So definitely not final assembly point in Japan or anything because of the partnership. But look at the space. This is actually really good for this car. It might actually even be a little bit more than the LC500. Probably is. It's a bit deeper and a little longer. So then you got the little speakers in the back for this JBL premium sound system. Look at that. Look at those retro caps on them. Very reminiscent of the old Supra. And now let's go ahead and check out the what's under the hood and how it looks. Well, we know what's under the hood, obviously it's the 3 liter, but let's check it out. It's the double click release because of BMW, and it should just lift right up. Wow, boom, there it is. No sound deadening on the roof, on the I guess the ceiling of the hood. But we got these new strut bars over here, which weren't in the last the 2020 Supra. And supposedly, you know, we have that 382 horsepower now, which is probably even more than that if we're gonna find out, because this car is so fast and it's so light. It gets 0 to 60 done in just 3.7 seconds, which is insane. Like, that's how much cars like the Carrera GT and Lexus LFA would do back in the day. Now we have a car that's just under $60,000 and it could do 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, which is insane. Not that it really ever matters in the real world or anything, but that just shows you how fast this car grips. And this has the 8-speed ZF transmission from BMW, which is very nice transmission as well. We've tested it in other cars. So now let's go ahead and go on the drive. I'm pretty sure whoever comes and tests this car out definitely is gonna buy it, right? Your ideal customer for this car is...
Oh, yeah, it's been really popular. I've had people that were looking at, like, what's the stick shift Mustang they got?
The GT?
Yeah, the 350 or whatever.
Oh, the GT 350.
Yeah, they bought this instead. They
wow.
liked the way it looked.
Wow.
They found it more fun to drive. So.
You know, the thing about this car, I'm assuming, is that it could be very daily driven compared
that's exactly,
to...
yeah. And that's what, that's the start-stop technology right there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the silver?
I like the silver a lot.
You like the silver?
Yeah.
I like it too.
Yep.
Alright.
Pretty much I've seen all the colors in person except for the yellow. I've seen the yellow. I think we have a yellow coming though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. This is my favorite. And then they had a color that was temporary last year, like a turbulence gray or something. It was a special color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had one of those. That was pretty cool.
Wow. Very interesting. So I'm 6'3", so this driving position can feel a bit cramped, but it's sporty.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad.
You know, it's not. I mean, you expect a sports car to not feel like a truck or an SUV inside. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised when I first sat in too, because I thought it would be more crowded or cramped than it was.
Yeah, then you realize that it has good, reach.
Oh yeah, these seats are very adjustable too. Got the.
Wow, so in automatic mode, the shifts are just so fast.
Yeah.
Very crisp. Wow, this car, has the same engine as the BMW M340i, but it's just feels so different,
So second light, we can take it right.
Yep. Wow, the tipping of the throttle and the brakes are so grabby.
Yeah, you got the Brembos up front.
Brembo's beautiful, and they're slightly bigger for the premium model. I'm thinking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, most of the ones we've gotten have been premium. I think I've only had one that wasn't.
Oh my gosh, the shifts sound so good. Wow. You can pop it out of sport. I want to see what it changes like. Okay, so the revs immediately drop. Boom.
Yeah, RPMs go down a little bit, and then it's probably going to shift a little sooner, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Each shift.
it is shifting a little sooner. And this car has blind spot monitoring and everything, right?
Yeah, it has the driver assist, so you got the blind spot monitor and the rear cross traffic alert, parking sensors as well.
Pop it in sport. Wow, the revs just pick up immediately.
Yep. I love the way that sounds.
Yeah, me too. Wow, it sounds so deep in person, compared to all the videos that you watch of the Supra. It just sounds incredible. And the head-up display is nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom, you got the live speed limit too on the road. Awesome. So your sport mode, you can just change it to whatever you want it to be, right?
Yeah, you can adjust it. There's settings there as well. And then it has a launch function too, but we won't be using that.
Yeah.
When you do.
Look how fast the downshifts are in manual mode.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It's so smooth. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, they're like a dual clutch.
Yes.
We got navigation. I'm pretty sure we got Apple CarPlay,
Yeah,
right?
wireless Apple CarPlay.
Wireless Apple
Awesome.
CarPlay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's pretty slick. It's really easy to set up too. It takes like 2 seconds.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah.
Sound is so beautiful. And now we got a 4-cylinder model as well, don't we?
That's correct. I haven't seen one yet, but it's going to be, I think, 252 horsepower or something.
Wow. That's
0 to 60 will be about 5 seconds.
Oh, very nice.
Well, for most people, that's going to be, what I mean?
That is,
yeah. I mean,
especially for the price.
Yeah. I think it's. I'm not sure the price point on it, but I think it's going to be what, mid to high 30s or something.
Yeah, probably. Wow, very little drone from the exhaust too. It's very nice and subdued. Yeah, I love that. Let me just go right on into drive again, and it'll immediately go into your lower gear as soon as you hit the gas a little bit. Sport, boom, and it'll stay in 8, right, on the highway for your fuel economy.
Correct.
I like that. Last car I think I drove that was this fun was probably like a year ago. It was LC500 from Lexus.
Oh, those are nice too.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a
V8.
V8.
Yeah,
That car is a much more, it's a luxury car and it's so comfortable, you know.
I got 300 miles on it.
Wow. Well under break-in period, right? Probably for this car. I'm guessing, because BMW engines usually have like 1,500 miles break-in.
Okay.
Yeah. Go in the menu, there's my vehicle is probably where we could look at the modes, I'm guessing.
Driver profile.
Driver profile?
I don't know if you said anything there.
Oh, we got driver, we got guest.
Oh, you got
Interesting. Vehicle settings. These are these types of things. Okay, interesting. I wonder where that other, like how you get to your driving modes. Maybe you just, when you click sport, it'll give
Yeah,
you
I
that.
think then you can scroll. Yeah.
Oh. Configure individual. Everything is in sport.
Oh, yeah.
The size is very manageable of this car as well. I think the interior, the cabin is just as big as the 86. Wow, you can change the damping, the steering, the transmission, the engine. That they give you everything to adjust, you know. Wow, you could hear a little bit of the wastegates for the turbos. That is beautiful. You want to say anything to the camera?
Well, no, that's that's right.
You sure?
They did a great job. The Toyota Supra, what do you
Yeah.
know, a 20 or 22
Here.
or 21 or. Thanks for taking me along for a spin. I enjoy getting these whenever I can. Salespeople don't always, get too many opportunities to get in the 20 Supra. This is my first time in the 21. Great vehicle, great lines, great look, fun to drive. You could drive it every day and not get sick of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim.
Along, buddy.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So you could customize your damping, your steering, engine, transmission, and it's got a bunch of other features as well with your, my vehicle and the navigation, the audio. Look at the gauge display in the middle. It's so beautiful. The only thing I would kind of change about the steering wheel is the 9-3 grip could be a little thicker. For a guy like me who's 6'3", this driving position was just a bit cramped, maybe on the pedal space, or else it's totally fine. It's totally doable. And man, I wish Omer was here. He would have loved this car. This is epic, but he would have also realized that you can't really fit in this thing all that good. So what's awesome about this deal at Oakbrook Toyota is that you can get 0% APR on 5 years for the new 2020 Supra, which is really, really solid. That's such a good deal for a sports car. That is very, very rare, and that is absolutely fantastic. So come check it out at Oakbrook Toyota and get yourself a new 2020 Supra. So overall, the time with the 2021 Supra was absolutely fantastic. Everything about this car, for me, is what it should be for this price range. Very few adjustments I would make to the car is bring more interior colors maybe. The steering could be a little thicker. Besides that, the seat could be a little softer for someone like me because I have to kind of lay down into the seat because I'm 6'3". So it was a little tight, but special thanks to Alex and special thanks to Jim who went with me to check out the car. You could get this at 0% APR for 5 years. That's fantastic. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Auto Group, and hopefully we'll keep on pumping out as much videos as possible during this pandemic. This is just incredible. So thank God we got to review this. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.